So, based on the major social reform movements during this time, it is obvious that all of these people were advocates and humanitarians, and they cared about the well being of those with mental illness. And they didn't believe that these asylums were helping these individuals. They were honestly just making it worse. And so, most people in my group discussion touched on Benjamin Rush and how he advocated for so many different things, including mental health reform. And he convinced or helped to convince a lot of people that those suffering with mental illness were not being possessed by the devil, and it didn't have to be a supernatural explanation, because that's not what was happening. What was happening was these individuals were struggling biologically and mentally, and he helped to make that understood by society. He also cared about the importance of investigating histories of patients, as well as Philippe Pinel. He also cared about looking at patient history, and this still applies today because it is so important to see where these individuals are coming from, what they've been through, their past, their medical history, and all that. It all matters in order to properly assess and diagnose those with mental illnesses. Benjamin Rush also touched on the importance of physical health and how this will reflect in our mental health. And this also applies today because it is important to stay healthy, exercise, and eat well in order to stay mentally healthy and stable. Despite his treatments being very questionable, such as the tranquilizing chair and the gyrator, which was shaking these patients around, I think he was on the right path for actually genuinely caring about the treatment that his patients were getting. And he led the way for psychiatry as a professional field and occupation.